gal, the Uncorked. I'm Jeff Harrison, along with
Reverend Rebecca.
Reverend Rebecca. It has been a week, and I have to share something with you since our last show, and we were talking about spiritual mind treatments and change and how to deal with all that. Just this morning, or I don't know, Monday morning, while I was journaling, that from what you had talked about, I had this major aha, and it's almost like, you know, when you find something, like you've lost something for a long time, and all of a sudden, you know, you've looked in that spot 1,000 times, and all of a sudden that 1,001th, it's there, and it absolutely it felt like it was the missing link to so many questions that I've had for the decades I've been on the planet. So thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
So let's get into today's topic, because I know that it has a lot to do with the manifesting. So tell us what today's topic is.
Today's topic is effortless manifestation with spiritual mind treatment.
Who doesn't want effortless manifestation?
I can't imagine anybody isn't really interested in effortlessly manifesting.
So effortless manifestation through spiritual mind treatment. So let's talk about that. You know, because, you know, there's so much, I think, going around, has been, let's say, for a decade or so, because of the law of attraction, the video, and the secret, and all of that, that it's this effortless manifestation is, hey, I can just think about it, sit on the couch, eat my bonbons, watch NFL, and it should happen. But you're not talking about that, are you?
I'm not.
Let's talk about what you mean.
Okay, so what I mean is where your thoughts go is where your energy goes. So you need to think about what you want, but there's a second piece. You need to act on it. And the way we act on it is spiritual mind treatment. That's the action piece, okay? And while we're doing spiritual mind treatment, we're feeling it. We're feeling it. I had some people ask me this week about our conversation last week and how in the first step I told you it doesn't have to be about God. It can be about the fact that the sun comes up in the east and goes down in the west every single day. And the reason behind that is you're looking for a greater power. And you can call it anything you want, but you've stepped out of yourself. You've stepped into that great power that created the universe. And you don't have to have a name for it. You feel it. You know it. You can see it. And you put all of that together with what we talk about in spiritual mind treatment. So we start off knowing that there's something bigger than us. There's something that makes the sun come up every single day in the east and set in the west. And we know that if we weren't part of that, we wouldn't be here. So we are one with that, okay? And then we decide, here's what I really want. I've really wanted it for a long time. And I know I can have it. And I have to be clear with the universe. I really want this. This is the direction that I want my life to go. I want my finances to go. I want my health to go. Whatever it is that you really want. And you have to sit with that. And you have to be clear. You can't state what you don't want. And when you really put your energy into it, and you've committed to sit down and become one with it, you're working with it. It's action. It's not just cutting out a picture and putting it on a board, or telling your girlfriend, or telling your boyfriend, or just moving along, okay? You can't just throw it out there. You have to actually be willing to feel it.
Do you think people take that process of writing it down, the spiritual mind treatment, and do you think they write down, whether it's a relationship or it's finances or health, whatever it is, do you think they write that down and yet there's still that mindset of lack? Like they really doubt that their health will be what it is, or they'll doubt that the relationship will be what it is, but they still do the mind treatment. And you said something I think so profound was the feeling. So if somebody writes that down and they don't feel like they can really connect, they're like, yes, I really can do this. Is that immediately undermining that whole process?
It's always to the level of your belief. Always. So if you believe it a little, you get a little. Okay? If you believe it a lot, you get a lot. It's always to the level of your belief. Because this is free will. Everything is free will. So you decide how much you want. And if you decide, hey, I want all of this, I can have all of this, that's what you're going to get.
Cool, cool.
But you have to know it, feel it, and believe it.
Okay.
And writing it down is the perfect way, because you've taken it out of the ethers where you're thinking about it and it's in your head and it's looping around. You've brought it through you and you're actually physically writing it on paper, bringing it into matter.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so again, the cool thing about it doesn't have to be God. It's just knowing that there's something greater than we are, and realizing, hey, if there's a power out there that makes the gravity work, or the sun come up, or the trees grow in the forest, or whatever, it's probably the same, or it is. We have to know that that's the same power that made us to be.
Well,
and it works as us, through us.
We couldn't live here, Jeff. We couldn't be on a planet that created that if it didn't work for us, right? We couldn't. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So it's the level of our knowing that we are part of it, and it's ours. It's ours. And we can have it. We just have to figure out, how am I going to do it?
Gotcha.
How am I going to do it? And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to effortlessly manifest to the level of our belief.
Let's say somebody's just first watching this and they're like, they're at a point in their life where, they don't believe that they can have it all, but they believe they can have a little more. Or let's say they want a little more and they believe that that's possible. Like I can walk a block.
Yep.
I can't run a marathon
Nope.
yet. Do they start there?
You start where you're at.
Okay.
You start where you're at because it's a level of your belief.
Is that like strengthening that faith muscle, if
Yes,
you will?
it is.
Okay. All right.
It
Good.
is. And the one thing that you always know is that it always works.
Mm.
That's the big piece. It always works. But you're the one who decides how much you get.
Gotcha.
It always works. So, it doesn't matter if it's big or it's small, but you can make it as simple as, gee, I wonder if I could see 3 red cars today.
Hmm.
You have no ownership to it, okay? It's not going to affect your life. But if you pay attention, I'm willing to bet you see 3 red cars today.
And that's because we shifted our focus of attention.
Shifted your focus to red cars.
Gotcha.
And you believed it when you wrote it down.
Yeah.
I'm going to see 3 red cars today. Now, I'm going to change your life, except it's going to change your level of belief.
Mm.
I manifested 3 red cars today. And that's what this is about. This is about knowing your abilities, knowing how powerful you are. You're a co-creator in this universe. You're creating the life you're living. And if you don't like it, change it. Change the creation.
I like that. So this is effortless manifestation through spiritual mind treatment.
Yes.
Okay. So again, the effortless part is the fact that, hey, we're going to write it down, which takes no effort.
First, you're going to know it.
Okay, know it.
You're part of something bigger.
Right.
You're going to be one with that because you're living it. You're right here now. You are part of it, okay?
Okay.
And you acknowledge that. That's a recognition piece.
Okay.
And the third piece is I'm declaring, here's what I want. Here's what I want. I want 3 red cars today. I want perfect health. I want great finances. And to the level of your belief, it will appear.
Gotcha. And okay, so now after we do the declaration, I know there's still a couple of steps left.
Yes,
What-
you have to be thankful. You have to be thankful. You watch this YouTube. You have to be thankful
Yeah.
for this knowing because you've lived this all along, but you didn't know how to work it. Okay? The stuff that was coming to you is probably the stuff you didn't want. You were probably saying, oh, I really hope I don't lose my job. I hope I don't have to move. I hope I'm not getting divorced. And I'm pretty sure all that stuff showed up.
Yeah. That's like saying don't think of the color blue, and what color are you thinking of?
Blue.
Blue.
So we focus on what we do want because where our energy goes, where our thoughts go, is what we get.
Cool.
So we always say, change your thinking, change your life. And so we are thankful that we know that. We know we can change our life. We know we can have what we want to the limit of our belief. If we believe it, we can have it.
Gratitude is such a powerful step. This morning I was doing some, because I journal, and I was reading some other things about journaling, and they were talking about, I'm trying to remember the name of the scale, but it was a scale on frequency of where the world is right now. And it talks about the average human on the planet is somewhere between 1 and 200, which is fear and scarcity. And that's where most people operate. And then the next one was courage. If you get the courage, there's so many things you can do. I mean, think about the things we do when we just have the courage to just manifest, to just take the courage to say, okay, I'm going to write it down on paper and trust and believe in this, right? I'm going to go through that process.
Right.
But the next one was gratitude, and it was amazing because I think courage was like 200. 510 was gratitude. And then beyond that was 1,000, which was enlightenment. And it's amazing if we can just move that needle through this effortless manifesting from that fear and lack to courage, and then to gratitude. It just makes it. The reason I brought that is because I think sometimes we forget about all the things we could be grateful for, Reverend Rebecca.
And it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be great big things. It can be whatever was good in your day today.
Those 3 red cars.
3 red cars. Hey, I had coffee this morning, and I like coffee. There was cream in the fridge for my coffee. It can be as simple as that, but it still puts you in a different place. And as you said, it was in the 500 frequency. So it's a much higher frequency. So the chances of the things coming to you are better and stronger and higher. And they're the things that are high frequency as well, because that's what you're attracting. When we're afraid or in chaos, we attract more of that to us. When we're grateful, we attract things that make us grateful.
Yeah.
We're things that continue our gratitude. The universe looks at us and says, they're vibrating at 500, so they get all the 500, okay? So we don't need to know what those things are. We just need to know, hey, we like them. They're good. I'm grateful for them. There's more, there's more, there's more. Right. And the universe does a lot of marvelous things. We are miracles walking every day. And we can just be thankful for that. And when we say thank you, we get more of it.
Yeah. Okay, so now we say we're grateful. Anything left to do?
Yes, we release it to the universe because it's not our work. This universe was created by a great power, and that great power is going to step in and take this if we get out of the way. So we release it to the universe, and then we know it's done.
Beautiful. Well, Reverend Rebecca, do us a favor, just kind of give us a quick recap of today of effortless manifesting through spiritual mind treatment. And I know there's 5 steps, but we took it a little bit a different course today, and understanding that there is a role we play. It doesn't have to be, hey, back-breaking, nail-biting, that kind of stuff. It's an effortless process. And sometimes, there's out in that world is like, to get ahead, we have to struggle, we have to work hard, we have to work till our eyes bleed. But that's not true, is it?
Effortless.
Yeah.
Effortless.
Cool.
And we begin with simply knowing there's a power greater than us. That power that makes the sun come up in the east every day. And we know that we're one with that because we live on this planet where the sun comes up in the east every day, and we see it, so we're part of it, okay? And then we have the opportunity to just tell the universe, here's what I want. Here's really what I want. These are my thoughts. This is how it's going to be. And you know what? I believe I can have it. I believe I can have it. And then we're thankful that we know these steps. We're thankful for the opportunity to do these things. And we know that to the level of our belief, those thanks are going to go out in the universe and bring good to us. Okay? And then we just surrender it. We give it to the universe and say, here you go. And we're so happy to be able to release it and know it's coming to us. And then I always just say, and so it is. By saying, and so it is, I've just declared it all. It's done, and here we go.
I understand it. I understand that the word or the phrase "and so it is" and Namaste and Amen are the same, just in different languages. So,
right. It's kind of like that thing. Do you believe in Jesus or Buddha or Krishna or whatever? Okay, they're all good. So feel free to use whichever one works for you.
Yeah.
For me, and so it is.
I love it. Great. Well, Reverend Rebecca, before we let you go, do us a favor and kind of give us an idea. We have something special coming up this Sunday at the center. It's kind of like not such good news, but it is good news because it's almost like the change of season. Tell us a little bit about what's happening this week with Dr. Joe and someone special coming into the center.
So this week we have our first candidate for senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert, and his name is Charles Hall. And he is a licensed CSL minister, and he's going to be coming in And he and Dr. Joe are going to be speaking to us together. And they're going to be going through our Science of Mind textbook, and we're going to be doing pick a page. So somebody's going to say, read us something from page 382, and they're both going to get us their interpretation. So it should be really interesting, really fun, and an opportunity for you to see how much knowledge there is and whether or not that knowledge really resonates with you.
Yeah.
It's a really fun day.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that's really kind of cool is the fact that we have gone back to 2 services, one at 9 and one at 11. So if you like to sleep in, you can still come at 11. If you're an early riser, 9 o'clock is really good for you. And if for some reason you can't physically be here, we live stream both services, and it's always on our website at cslpalmdesert.org. And there's a little button there that says View Live Stream, and you can click on that. It'll take you right to it. And if for some reason you miss it, you can always go back and look at the archive at our YouTube channel at CSL Palm Desert or Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. Either way, we'd love for you to be here. And Reverend Rebecca, as always, great information today. I love that. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, and we will get to those and we'll respond back to you. In the meantime, my name is Jeff Harrison.
And I'm Reverend Rebecca.
And thanks for joining us on
Spirituality Uncorked.
Oh,